everyone, and welcome back. As always, I'm your girl, Candy Washington. And before we dive into today's episode of Sugar Pills, a practical guide to self care, where I cannot wait to help you lead a more joyful life, I wanted to let you guys know that we are kicking off a series, the Soft Life series. It's trending, everyone's talking about it, and I wanted to weigh in on what is the soft life, in my opinion, and also how you can start leading a softer life, how that is tied into self love and also self care. And yeah, so this is going to be us kicking off our soft life series. And I'm going to talk about what I think truly is, the truth about the soft life and give you some practical tips and tools on how you can start living a softer life. And as always, if you need extra support, you can definitely join our newsletter. It is free and it's linked down below in the description box and in the show notes. When you sign up for the newsletter, you also get our free self-love guide. We also have courses, the Art of Self-Love Masterclass, and a ton of other courses down there. So be sure to check those out. And you can also book some one-on-one time with me. You can also grab our self-love journal, you guys. You can always grab one of these guys. It's really great as a companion piece. So with that, let's dive right on in, okay? Let's dive right on in. So to me, I consider the soft life a lifestyle of ease, peace, comfort, and intentional happiness that does not require struggle, love, stress, distress, or trauma. It consists of mutual relationships, clarity, and self-care. And this is ultimately a shift in consciousness that is less about how much money you spend, and it's more about cultivating a loving mental lifestyle through self-compassion. Okay? That's really what the soft life is about. Okay? So let's dive in. I think that the soft life is really just a shift in consciousness. It's a mindset shift from performative value. I have to work hard. I have to sacrifice. I have to struggle. Nothing in this world comes easy. You have to work hard, play hard. From that performative, I have to do, grind, hustle, prove my value and my worth. Nothing in this life is for free. The harder you work for something, the more it means, right? It's that mentality, right? Girl boss babe. It's that mentality, right? I have to show, I have to prove, I have to perform, I have to work, I have to sacrifice in order to get the finer things in life, in order to be deserving of anything, deserving of love, deserving of money, deserving of success, deserving of rest, right? Versus living that softer life, which is really just what we've always been talking about when we talk about self-care and self-love. Living that more self-compassionate life, right? That's all about intrinsic value. Simply because I exist, I am worthy. Simply because I exist, I am good enough. Simply because I exist, I deserve love and respect and freedom and the ability to take care of myself and rest, right? It's not about, I just want all of these external things without having to, quote, work for them. That's not what the soft life is. The soft life is, I am already worthy and deserving. Therefore, I deserve to live a beautiful life. I deserve to have an easier life. I deserve to take care of myself and to love myself and to expect love and care and respect from other people because I am intrinsically worthy simply because I'm here. Intrinsic value just means you are valuable simply because you are. It is intrinsic, it is inherent. Versus performative, which is that hustle mentality, right? It's shifting from hustle to flow. Okay? That's really what the soft life is about. I also think and maybe I said this before, but I want to make it clear. I think it's a shift in where do you get your self-worth from? Do you get it from performative value, what you do, what you produce, or do you get it from your intrinsic value, the divinity that lives within you? Simply because I am here, I am worthy and deserving. Okay? No one can give it, therefore no one can take it. Nothing can give it, therefore nothing can take it, right? Intrinsically value and worth. So here are a couple of ways to cultivate your self-worth so that you can start living that softer life, so that you can stop going from, I have to sacrifice in order to be deserving of anything that I want in this world. I have to struggle in order to be deserving of anything in this world. I have to work myself to death in order to be deserving of anything in this world. To, I was born worthy and deserving, right? I was born enough. Therefore, I get to rest. I get to play. I get to have fun. I get to take care of myself. I get to have all of the things. Let's talk about a couple of ways to cultivate that, because I really think that is the essence of that soft life. It's that shift in, where does my value come from? Okay? And when it comes from within, it is always there and you always have it. But when it comes from without, externally, it's questionable. It's conditional. It's unstable. Okay? The first way is do self-affirming affirmations. So when I think of self-affirming affirmations, when it comes to self-worth, to me, it looks like, I'm worthy of everything I desire. I deserve to rest. I deserve to take care of myself. I am enough. I love myself. I am beautifully and willfully made. I am divine. I am awakened in my divinity. I am worthy of success. I am worthy of love, right? Write them down, say them to yourself, recite them to yourself. If you are in a place of low self-worth and you can't connect to, I am worthy, I am enough, I am deserving, I am lovable, I am perfect as is, I am divine. If you can't connect to that and it doesn't feel good to you, start where you can. Start with, I'm open to learning how to love myself. I am open to knowing that I deserve everything I want in this life. I am open to learning how to rest. I am open to learning how to take better care of myself. I am open to learning how to be my own best friend. I am open to learning how to slow down. I am open to learning how to create boundaries, right? Say you're open to it and start from that place. If you can't just jump into, I am worthy, I am enough, I am deserving, I am one with the divine, I am intrinsically valuable. If you can't jump to that, start with, I am open to knowing, I am open to believing, I am open to knowing. Start there. Start with, you're open to it, okay? And do that throughout the day and catch yourself. If you find yourself criticizing yourself, if you find yourself putting yourself down, catch it. Don't berate yourself, but just say, that thought does not belong to me. I am open to talking to myself in a self-compassionate way. I am open to learning how to treat myself as a worthy human being. I am open to being more loving towards myself. So just catch yourself. It's okay if those negative and self-critical thoughts catch up. Just catch yourself and just say, that thought does not belong to me. And I'm open to being better to myself. I'm open to knowing that my worthiness comes from within. The second is setting boundaries with people and yourself. So for the soft life, I'm going to talk more about setting boundaries with yourself, okay? Because we talk a lot about setting boundaries with other people. But you want to set boundaries with yourself. If you want to have that softer life, say, you know what? I'm not going to work all day. I'm not going to work on the weekends. I'm going to make sure to have my weekends to be my time, my nights to be my me time. I'm going to stick to having my morning routine. you know. Also set boundaries with yourself. I'm not going to drink when I'm by myself, or I'm not going to drink when I'm around a bunch of people. You know, if drinking has become, something that you sort of do on autopilot, if you just come home from work and you just, automatically make yourself a cocktail or have a glass of wine or whatever it is, say, I'm going to be more intentional around my drinking. I'm just saying what examples of setting boundaries with yourself could be. Another one is, I'm not going to respond to that text from my ex if it's after a certain time at night. I'm not going to respond. That's a boundary I'm saying. I'm not going to say to him, don't text me, because that's putting your power in somebody else. You're put the power back with you. I'm not going to respond. So set boundaries with yourself, If you find yourself overworking, set boundaries of these are the hours I'm going to work and these are the hours I'm not going to work. This is how much I'm going to drink and when I'm going to drink, or if I even choose to drink or not drink. This is how I'm going to interact with, my ex, or this is how I'm going to interact with my friends. This is how I'm going to interact with my family. Because creating those boundaries with yourself gives you the ability to protect your peace, protect your energy, protect your spirit, protect your time. And I think it also puts all of the power squarely with you. You're not asking anybody to do anything. You're not asking anybody to change. You're not asking any permission from anyone. You're saying, these are the boundaries I am setting for myself in these areas of my life. That's going to make me feel better. It's going to make me feel safer. It's going to make me feel healthier. It's going to make me feel more relaxed. It's going to make me feel more at peace. It's going to make me feel more comforted. It's going to make me feel more calm. It's going to make my life softer. So create those boundaries, but make sure you create them with yourself, okay? Next is ask for help. A hard life is a life where you think you have to do everything by yourself, where you cannot ask anybody for anything. You can do it. The only person who can do it, the only person who knows how to do it, the only person who wants to do it or will do it is you. And no. If you want that soft life, if you want to start living from a place of your intrinsic value and your intrinsic worth, and from a place of high self-esteem and high regard and high self-worth, you better get very comfortable with asking for help. Whether it's you're moving apartments and you need someone to help you, ask a friend, ask a neighbor. Or if you don't have a friend or a neighbor, hire some help to help you. Don't think you have to do it all by yourself. If you're on your journey to figuring out how you're going to start loving yourself more, how you're going to start having those boundaries, how you're going to start incorporating, mental, emotional, and physical self-care practices to help you live a happier, joyful life, get a spiritual guide, I guess, a spiritual coach, a lifestyle coach, a therapist, a counselor, group therapy. Get professional, and professional is just someone who is objective, someone who has studied it, to help you, to guide you. So there's professional help you can get on your journey, and there's also just help in general. Ask for help. If you, like I use the example, if you're moving or anything, or you're trying to figure something out and someone who already has it figured out, reach out to them for help or to guidance. There's so many different ways to ask for help. Just don't think that you have to do everything by yourself. Don't think that you're not allowed to ask for help. Knowing that you are worthy and valuable and deserving is knowing that you are worthy of support, whatever that may be. Start asking for help, even with the small things. Even if it's, I want to make dinner tonight, but I don't know what the recipe is. Instead of, making dinner by yourself and looking something up online, maybe call a friend and be like, hey, do you want to come over and, teach me your grandmother's recipe? That's asking for help. I'm looking for X, Y, and Z. Do you want to help me out with this? Asking for help doesn't have to be that big professional thing. It can be the everyday thing. And having that support, having that friendship, having that comfort is going to help you have a softer life. Okay. Number 4 is get to know yourself and date yourself, right? So we talk about getting to knowing someone and dating someone when we talk about romantic love and falling in love with someone. Like, don't rush in, oh, don't go too fast, date someone, get to know them, all of that stuff. Well, have you ever stopped to think, maybe what I need to do is get to know myself? Start to date myself, start to, love and like myself, It might sound silly, but a lot of people don't even know who they are, what they like, what they don't like. So explore yourself, get to know yourself, just take a night where it's, if nobody else had an opinion or was around, what would you eat for dinner? What movie would you watch? What podcast would you listen to? What kind of clothes would you wear? What kind of hairstyle would you have? What places would you go to visit? What don't you like and what do you like? Get to know yourself. Because if the process of falling in love with someone else is getting to know them, then isn't the process of falling in love with yourself is getting to know yourself, getting to know who you are? Sometimes we just go through life on autopilot, worrying about everybody else, checking in on everybody else. What does everybody else want, need, or think? Or we live from a place of, please pick me, please choose me, please love me, please hire me, please commit to me, please be friends with me. Right? Versus coming from a place of, I want to know who I am. I want to fall in love with myself, because when I know who I am authentically, then instead of saying, please hire me, I come from a place of, do I want this job? Rather coming from a place of, please commit to me is, are you the one for me? What do you offer me in this relationship? Do I choose you as my partner? Rather than coming from a place of, please be my friend, you come from a place of, do you have the attributes of a person that I want to be friends with? Right? And those are two very different places energetically, And you will have that softer life, that life of ease and peace and comfort and calmness and happiness when you are solid in who you are. You may not always like yourself, and that's fine. You don't have to. But you will always love yourself, right? And when you have that place of, I am worthy, I am valuable, I love myself, I know myself, I am enough, that's when you start having choices. That's when you start having discernment. That's when things start to manifest for you. When you come from that place. And you will have a much softer life when you have the power come from you, rather than trying to get your value and your worth from everyone and everything outside of you. Okay? So the next is, have a spiritual practice and some type of connection to something that is bigger and greater than yourself, but is still within yourself. So when I say spiritual practice, I'm not talking about any particular religion. If you happen to be atheist, I may not be talking to you, and that's fine. But what I mean by this is, have some form of belief in something that is greater than you, but is within you and is working on your behalf. Whether you call it God, whether you call it universe, whether you call it the divine, consciousness, universal love, whatever it is, right? Whatever it is. But knowing that there is something, some unconditional loving entity, energy, spirit that is in you. And not only is it in you, but it's accessible to you. So when you feel those moments of not feeling good enough, those moments of feeling like nothing is working out, those moments of feeling down, you can tap into, I know that God is in me. I know that God wants to support me. I know that the universe is working on my behalf. I know that universal consciousness, I can tap into that, right? I know that, right? So when your own, as the human that you are, I think that we are spiritual beings having a human experience. But when the human part of you is feeling not enough, not good enough, not lovable, not deserving, unworthy, broken, you have the divine that lives within you, that spirit that lives within you that you can tap into, that higher self. And sometimes the best thing you can just say is help. Help. Help me get through this. Help me to see my worth. Help me to see my divinity. Help me to see my value. Help me to see my lovability. Help me to slow down. Help me to whatever. But it goes back to what I said before about asking for help. You can do it on the professional level, you can do it genuinely, and now I'm talking about doing it on this sorry. Now I'm talking about doing it on the spiritual level. Asking for that help and support. So then you don't feel like you have to have that performative value, that hustle mentality where I have to prove myself. I have to work hard. I have to grind. I have to hustle. I have to have 25 side businesses. I have to be a CEO by 30. I have to be a mom and a dad and a this and a that and blah, 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 in order just to receive, to be worthy and deserving of anything. But if you know that you're intrinsically worthy and valuable, and then you call upon divine help, then you get into your flow. Then you get into your intrinsic value. Then you get into your, I am already worthy and deserving. Simply because I'm here, simply because the divine lives in me, simply because God lives in me, simply because the universe has my back, simply because unconditional love is flowing through me and to me at all times. I now am open and ready to receive. I am now in my flow. And I don't get all of these things. I don't have this luxurious life because I worked so hard for it and now I'm worthy of it. I'm already worthy of it. Therefore, I receive it and I deserve it. It's not, I need to work hard to be worthy of getting the car, the spa day, the relationship, the promotion, the house, whatever it is. It's I'm already worthy and deserving of the house, of the spa day, of creating boundaries, of saying no, of the relationship, of the love. Therefore, it comes to me. It's not being lazy. It's not putting value in money. It's not saying that you're not. It's not selfishness. It's intrinsic value and worth. I am already worthy and deserving, and everything else is just icing on the cake. I don't have to work myself to death to prove that I am worthy of a car. I don't have to struggle and sacrifice my self-esteem, my self-worth, my integrity to earn a man or a relationship, insert woman, insert whatever, right? No. What is more intrinsically valuable, a car or a human life? What is more intrinsically valuable, a quote, relationship or a human life? It's always going to be a human life. Therefore, your life, who you are, is more intrinsically valuable. Is more intrinsically valuable than anything outside of you that you're trying to get. You are worthy of it. Therefore, you deserve to have it. What is more intrinsically valuable, a house or a human life? Your life is more intrinsically valuable than anything outside of you. That's why you're worthy and deserving of anything that you want. And that is the shift in consciousness for self-worth. That is really what the soft life is about. Shifting your consciousness from I have to prove my worth to I am worthy. Period. A couple ways to cultivate that spiritual practice real quick. Meditation, prayer, walking in nature, having a spiritual leader, having a spiritual community, all of that can activate that. Meditation. Okay. And then last but not least, having a self-care plan for your well-being in a holistic way. So when you think about your well-being, it's a holistic. It's your financial well-being, it's your spiritual well-being, it's your mental well-being, it's your emotional well-being, it's your physical well-being. Did I say mental? It's your mental well-being. I probably said it, but we'll say it again. Holistically, you as an entire being, you need to have a self-care plan in place for each of those aspects and facets of who you are. Financially, are you saving? Are you investing? Do you have, money that you can tap into? What does that look like for you financially so you feel financially secure? Also, your financial well-being is making sure that people aren't just using you as their personal piggy bank. Do you have boundaries with people, right? Making sure no one is exploiting you financially, Also, when it comes to financial well-being, making sure that you have your own finances. I'm not saying you necessarily have to work because everybody doesn't have to, but making sure that the person who is the breadwinner or is bringing in the money isn't using finances and money as a way to control. So just think about your financial well-being in general, and then have a self-care plan for that, and have a self-care plan for all of the other ones. Physical, are you eating right? Are you exercising? Mental, do you have a therapist or a counselor? Do you have good boundaries? That also goes into like emotional well-being. Do you meditate? Do you journal? Do you do something that's just for you? Do you have a passion and a hobby? Are you taking care of your mental health and well-being? Are you slowing down? Are you resting? All of that stuff. So just think about your well-being in its totality, and think about what are certain areas that I'm doing really well in that I want to continue, and then what are some areas that I need to improve in, where I can maybe change some stuff up, where I can start living that softer life in those buckets. So there you have it. Those are my personal thoughts on the truth about the soft life. It's not about, and I'm not saying that this is what people are saying, but I think that some people are misinterpreting it, because I actually think it's a fantastic movement. I think it's beautiful. I think it's a great thing. But I think some people misinterpret it as it's about wanting just to live a luxurious life full of money and wealth, and it's about how much money you're spending. But it's really not. It's really just about cultivating a loving mental and physical lifestyle through self-compassion. It's about having a consciousness shift from performative value to intrinsic value, from where you get your self-worth from. Okay? And if you need some help with that, down below we have the Art of Self-Love Masterclass, because I'm telling you, everything starts with self-love. How you feel about yourself, your relationship with yourself, it all starts from within. So we do have the Art of Self-Love Masterclass down there, along with other courses that we have. So definitely be sure to check those out. We also have a free newsletter, and you get a free self-love guide when you join with that. And also be sure to subscribe to the podcast, subscribe to the YouTube channel, comment down below, and share. Living the soft life, it's all about having good friendships. It's all about having support and love. So share this with a friend, on this journey. Reach out to me if you need me. And yeah, so with that, you guys, as always, take care of yourself and each other. Bye.